I was not expecting something from the Lord. I was sleeping when I felt like I was stifle. My spirit was agitated in my body. I was about to be caught up. Suddenly I heard a sound of the trumpet. I did not know that this had nothing to do with the material world, for it was happening in the spirit. After hearing the sound of the trumpet, I began to hear celestial melody playing. I heard like people voice, even though these seems like human voices, but it was not human, and you will never hear these kind of voices in the world of men. It was angelic voices. It was strong and powerful. It was huge, massive and tremendous, like when you are shouting with all your strength. These hosts of heaven were in circle and were singing like this: time is finished, but the church is still sleeping. Oh, what of woe! Where are my servant? Time is over, but the church continue to sleep. Oh, what a tragedy! I did not know that my spiritual eyes were already opened. When I look up, I saw that the ceiling of my place was not there, and I saw in the sky a portal that was opened. Then 7 resplendent angels came out of the portal. They were dressed in white and held balance and harp on their hand. They made a circle and began to sing and play music. They sang a sad song that said, time is finished but the church is asleep. Where are God's servant to warn them to wake up? The more I kept listening to their singing, I was filled with great joy and admiration, and I wanted to join them. A force came out of their song and enabled me to leave my body and join them. I was rising in the air in order to join them when I saw that I was stopped by a spider web. I tried hard to remove these cobwebs that stopped me, but I was unable to move. It was the power of the song of the host of heaven that released me from cobweb, and this song neutralized the cobweb and the chains that were in my feet and hand. I was finally transported to the height of the sky to join the 7 angels. When I got closer to the host of heaven, great light and great power came from their gathering. We don't have this brilliant light in the world of men. One of them looked at me and told me, come and join us, but I could not bear the light and power remaining from them. I was weak, and these were a meeting of powerful being of light, and I could not bear their power. When the angel saw that I could not join them, he left the other and came to grab and brought me to their midst. He said, I have to explain to you all the mystery of the door you saw opening in the sky, and who we are. Then he said to me, look down to the earth and see how defilement has entered the church. Look why we are singing time is finished but the church is sleeping, and servant that were supposed to warn the church to wake the people up are nowhere to be found. Behold, see the condition of the church. When I look at living churches all over the world, I saw that there were inside churches believers that were naked. There were also those who were bare chest. Other had garment that were torn and in tatters. Those who had white garment were surrounded by people who had garment that were so dirty that they were also stained and defiled just by touching them. I continued to look, and I saw naked pastor preaching on the pulpit, for they had no garment. There were also naked pastor with horns on their head. I saw churches where 40% were dressed but 60% were naked, and the pastor with the leadership team were among those who were naked. The angel of the Lord asked me, who are these people that are naked inside the church? I said, I have never seen people naked in the church before. He said, the nudity that you are seeing is the spiritual condition of many people that go to church. Then my companion angel showed me a popular pastor of the city preaching on the pulpit, but he was naked. He had lost his white garment given to him for the Lamb banquet. The Lord angel began to tell me how this leader lost his white robe. In the beginning of his ministry he had God's presence and was filled with the anointing. It is when he decided to pay a visit to his mother that his downfall began. The pastor did not know that his mother, who was about to die, was a witch, and his mother was looking for someone to bestow her witchcraft power. It was agreed in the world of witches that the mother should hand over her witchcraft power to her son, who is a pastor, for the enemy is desperate to win pastor in order to conquer their sheep. The angel told me when the pastor decided to visit his mother, he was not walking in the fear of God and was living in sin. He had actually joined a group of pastors that were going out to drink beer in nightclub, and he has lost intimacy with God. The pastor was unaware of the trap set against him by his mother. When he went to visit his mother, he was told, she is in the bedroom waiting for you. When the pastor entered the bedroom, the mother dropped her garment to show him her nakedness. She acted like she dropped her cover by accident, but it was well planned, and when the pastor saw his mother nudity, he received the spirit of witchcraft through the nudity that he saw. The pastor thought the mother just made a mistake, but the mother knew that nudity was the way to transmit the spirit of witchcraft. That's how the pastor became an unconscious witch. The world of witchcraft had planned to use him in unconscious witchcraft for a period of 15 years. The angel said when the pastor began to dream that he was naked, he could not realize there was a satanic influence behind all this. Let me warn you, brethren, if you watch nudity and TikTok or Facebook, you have lost your white garment and you are naked, for you are likely in subconscious witchcraft. The believers are losing their garment of glory because of unconscious witchcraft, received through the nudity of social network platform. We were looking at churches, and among those who were naked I saw some of them carrying babies. It was revealed that these are the ones who have sex in the dream and give birth to children in dreams. And since sex in the dream is a sin, a lot of believers have lost their white robe and are naked. When you sin in the spirit, you're gonna lose your garment of glory. In these churches there were people who were half-dressed, because they are stuck in hidden sin, they are unable to free themselves from. They dream that they are barefoot and bare chest, for this is the condition of their soul, and what matter before God is the condition of your soul. The angel said, see how the enemy is controlling the church. Then I saw people in the church eating while the preacher was on the pulpit. The angel told me these are people who dream they are eating, for they are served satanic food in the spirit. The enemy is using them in dreams through food, and they are sent to operate as witch in the spirit to commit wickedness. They need deliverance for the sanctification of the spirit. The angel showed me people in the churches who kept running while the preacher was delivering the message. The angel said these are people who keep dreaming they are being followed and chased. Their spirit keep running. The angel told me, when people die they keep their spiritual condition for eternity. When you dream that you are in prison, your soul is already in prison. If death happened to you while you are in spiritual prison, you will keep that condition for eternity. When a man or woman come to Christ, the Lord would give him a white garment that even shine, which is the character and the life of God given to you. Revelation 16:15. Look, I come like a thief. Blessed is the one who stays awake and remains clothed, so as not to go naked and be shamefully exposed. My companion angel said all these believers that are naked have lost their garment. I asked my companion how did they lost their garment to become naked. He replied, many people dream that they are walking naked because they are used in unconscious witchcraft. Matthew 22:11. When people come to the Lord they were under the domination of demon, but since they decided to come to the Lord he ignore all and does not consult the flesh and blood. The Lord does not take into account family covenant and reclamation. The person become free, for the Lord erase the law of condemnation and demonic power of Satan are cast out of the man life. When Lord would begin to dwell in his heart, the man would have to walk in holiness and purity so as not give access to the devil. Given that the newly born again believer was previously ruled and governed by dark forces, he will be under the radar of these evil power that will be making claim on the man. They will monitor him, hoping that he will not be firm in the Lord. Remember the Lord said, Peter, the devil is making claim on you, but I have prayed for you. It is when the man begin to practice sin that the door of his life will open. The devil will enter and soil his garment. He come in many ways to take away the believer garment of glory. One of the method he used in the end of time is unconscious witchcraft. Through world food and social network images, Christians are watching nudity in Facebook and half-naked women dancing on TikTok. Many of the ladies that are exhibiting their body in TikTok and WhatsApp are witches and demon, who are casting spell and enchanting those who watch their nudity. These girls that expose their body in social network do it either for pleasure, but they are also those who are in occult practice. They expose their nudity on purpose to enchant those who admire the nudity, and they used people who are watching them in unconscious witchcraft. As a result, the victim would start to have sexual dream and dream of nudity. The biggest power of Lucifer operating in the world is witchcraft. These kind of sexual dreams show your spiritual condition and spirit that is used and active. The second thing that soil the garment of the believer is sexual look and voyeurism. Whatever we are watching can soil our garment. Then,